And without a doubt, the biggest issue that we have right now in Arizona when it comes to education is that we have a very difficult time recruiting and retaining teachers. And of course, housing is a big part of that.
And so the uniqueness we have here in Prescott is it's a beautiful place, but it's really hard to recruit doctors and nurses here. And now you add on the housing crisis that we're having here in terms of the lack of affordable housing. People can't afford to live here.
Even the rental properties, our folks are struggling to find available rentals and then affordable rentals.
Yeah.
And
as we're building stuff, supply management is an issue, manpower for these large contracting companies is a big issue. So but our biggest challenge is just trying to find staff. And then associated with that, there's a housing component.
Well, my job is to work with 25 school districts, 24 charter schools, and 17 libraries in Yavapai County. So our job really is to help provide a service to them. And when they identify issues for us, our goal is to enlighten the community about those issues and to try to find a solution. It is, without a doubt, the biggest issue that we're dealing with. And of course, housing is a big part of that. This is an issue that we've been spending a lot of time talking about.
And most of the people who work for us grew up in this community, somewhere close to the community, or came up through a reserve rank. With the housing market and trying to find people that want to serve communities anymore, because we're just in a different time, we will end up hiring more people from outside of the area who don't know the culture and values of this community. Mm-hmm. And if they can't afford to live here, how do we get that engagement? How do we ensure that we don't lose that community connection and the culture that we're trying to build in the organization?
And the problem that's compounded, of course, is that it's true of all service industries just about. I mean, law enforcement, firefighters, healthcare.
You know, starting firefighters, police officers, nurses, teachers.
Police, fire, education, health. All those industries are impacted by this because we can't get people who can afford to live here. Therefore, they're not going to take the job.
All of those different groups that are trying to resolve a common issue. And unfortunately, we're competing against each other for those same houses.
Average house in the Tri-City area is $540,000. Average salary is about $76,000, $77,000. Okay, that doesn't add up.
You have areas that are relatively close to us, for example, in the North Valley, in Deer Valley, and those kind of areas where they have overrides and that they're able to pay their teachers substantially more than we are. So it doesn't take those young teachers very long to realize that, 40 miles away or so, there's another place that we may be able to get a raise, and there's probably a much better likelihood that we're going to find housing.
And they're in a hotel room for 2 weeks waiting to find something reasonable, and they can't. So they came to us and said, hey, we got to leave. I could go to Phoenix and find a place to live.
Talk about the American dream, and you talk about the investors buying up all those starter homes. We're almost snatching that away from people. And
we are.
I mean, I'm all for free market. I'm all for capital investments and building things up. But when you're consciously and purposely degrading the American dream, that concerns me.
When you say somebody can't afford a home, there's an image that comes in their mind, and everybody's is slightly different, but I don't think they visualize a firefighter. Mm-hmm. I don't think they visualize a nurse.
Right.
I don't think they visualize their favorite teacher that's teaching their kids.
Yeah.
I think they think it's somebody else that isn't important to their life, and it's not. I mean, it is even some doctors. Mm-hmm. There's family practice doctors that don't make what a heart surgeon makes, and they're struggling to find affordable housing in our community.